Did you see that post?
People are talking.
Here's what's trending on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The news and headlines, social media are buzzing about star gymnast Simone Biles and her decision to put her mental health above competing for an Olympic medal. Now, tennis star Naomi Osaka has also made public statements about her mental health struggles, and she pulled out of the French Open and Wimbledon this year to focus on her mental and well-being. Now, a lot of people have a lot of opinions about this, some positive and some negative, but we decided to call in an expert on the subject. Joining us this morning is licensed clinical therapist Crystal Mullen Johnson. She is the CEO and founder of Strive Counseling Services in Birmingham, Alabama, where she provides mental health counseling to individuals, couples, and families. Good morning, Crystal, and welcome back to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today.
We are so happy to have you this morning. And so we know it's not just about superhuman athletes who deal with stress, anxiety, and depression. Y'all get at us 8669 Rickey, because I got to get y'all on with Miss Crystal Mullins Johnson. Let us know what kind of pressure that you are facing. Trying to be a Shero. So you say black women in particular suffer from this so-called Shero mentality. Explain what that is and why that is.
Yes, thank you, Rickey. So the Shero mentality is a belief that black women should be strong and suppress emotions, and they are or feel they should be determined to succeed despite the resources that they may have access to, and that could be counseling. They're likely, or at least likely, to be vulnerable, and they feel obligated to help others at the expense of neglecting themselves. So they don't focus on self-care. They're so often trying to take care of others. And women in this role are likely to experience anxiety, depression, and high levels of stress, or even enter burnout states. So I believe that, it's a problem, and it's something that should be addressed.
Well, how do generational differences affect how much women fall into this Shero mentality? I mean, some say those in their 20s these days are more self-aware, but others believe that they just can't handle the pressure the way their parents and grandparents did.
That's a good
question. That's a good question, because I might want to add to that. Was that even healthy for our grandparents when they went through it? Brad,
right,
you feel me?
Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, to answer the first question, I do believe that millennials are more self-aware. They're more likely to access mental health treatment. They have more access to hearing about mental health on social media, and they're having these conversations with their peers as you are talking about it on your radio show. So they are receiving the education and understand signs and symptoms to look for if they are troubled with mental health symptoms of problems. But the baby boomer generations or the other generations, they were least likely to speak out about problems like discrimination, sexual harassment, or other issues. They swept those issues under the rug. So they carried the weight on their shoulders, and they did not address those issues. And it was a stigma, of course, attached to mental health. They would have been thought to be crazy to even seek treatment for those problems.
We're speaking with licensed
So,
clinical.
Ms. Crystal, we're talking about the Shero mentality. Do you think that male athletes have the same stresses and struggles as women? For example, like back in 93, after the death of his father, and just weeks before the start of the 93-94 NBA season, Michael Jordan retired for the first time and set out for 2 full seasons.
Wow, that's a great question as well. So I do want to make a point. I believe that male and female athletes are mentally conditioned to perform, even if they are suffering with a mental injury. Obviously, a mental injury is not visible, but also with a physical injury. But men and women do have similar stresses, but they are managed differently. Men are taught during boyhood to hide their emotions, to be aggressive, and to be competitive. And some men believe that they are weak if they talk about their problems, if they are crying. So men, I believe, are overwhelmed, and they also are carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. But like I said, they do have similar stresses, but they are addressed very different.
So whether you want to take care of your own mental health or just want to support somebody else around you, if we got what's one thing that we can do to avoid hitting that breaking point for anybody that's going through this?
So it's important, just as Simone did, be courageous, acknowledge your emotions. And it's important to set boundaries and limits to protect your mental health and feel comfortable talking about mental health, and talk to a professional if you should. Do not suppress your emotions. So,
that's right.
And I also advise, if you want to support someone that have mental health problems, be an active listener, and please create a non-judgmental space.
Right. Let's go to the phone. You're on Crystal Mullins. Good morning.
So it's kind of a multi-thing. I'm a mother of two that are both under 10. I'm an office manager of a pharmaceutical company, and I have an office floor full of women. So it's like compacted on top of everything. But, I go in every day, I put my best foot forward, but it's so much, of a mental thing, not so much as a physical, where, other jobs or other athletes is more of a physical job, but it's just the mental struggles of, always having to put my best foot forward and always having to keep it professional. And unfortunately for women nowadays, we can't be over emotional, or, we can't take things, too hard. We have to put this brave face on. So it's just a daily struggle.
Crystal, did you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. You can respond.
I didn't know. Yes, it is a daily struggle, and we are taught to, have our game face on, and we are faced with these pressures. But it's okay to communicate, if you're overwhelmed or struggle, and it's okay to delegate tasks. Don't ever feel burdened with having to carry so much on your own.
All right, Crystal, thank you so much for coming on. What is the best way for somebody to reach you if they have questions or mental health concerns? And thank you so much for all you do to promote mental health and self-care. Let everybody know how you can be reached.
Thank you so much. The best way to reach me is at 205-721-9893, and also Strive, and that's STRIVEBHM.com. And thank you all so much for having me today. This is a very important topic, but everyone, please understand it's okay not to be okay.
All right. Hey, Chris, I'm going to call you when we get off the air. Gary wore some white shoes and some black socks up here, and I need you to kind of do it. We'll talk about it. I don't want to talk about it now. We'll talk about it.
Okay, I'll be looking for your call. Thank you, team. Have a great day. I appreciate it.
Now, you have a great day.